Welcome back to my channel. I want to tell you a little bit about the Brockport Library. It is on my local libraries tour challenge this year. Okay, so hopefully I've already posted the video about Hamlin. So you know that I went to 2 libraries in the span of a couple of hours. They're pretty close to each other. And actually when I was at the Hamlin Library, I stayed extra because I started talking to the librarians there. And then by the time I went to the Brockport Library, there were only maybe 30 minutes left before they were closing. So I went in, took a little bit of video, and checked out a few books, and then I left without really talking to anyone, but everybody was very nice. I've been to the Brockport Library before, so I call it the Brockport Library, but it's actually called the Brockport-Seymour Library. So I will, of course, give you the tour footage that I shot while I was there, along with some pictures. And the 3 books that I got. So one, I think they might all be from the teen section, which is actually usually my favorite section of any library, but especially in the Monroe County system because I am kind of an active member of the YA community because of the Teen Book Festival. So I spend time with some teen librarians making decisions and making sure that festival stays as awesome and free as possible. All right. So the first one I got was The Night Country, and it is the sequel to The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. And I want to read this. Look at that. That's beautiful. Want to read this, but also I'm not totally sure. I liked The Hazelwood, and it feels like it could have stood alone to me. So it always makes me nervous to read a sequel to a book that I don't think I have any questions left. You know, like it's over, don't mess it up, kind of a worry. So I got this because I'm still considering reading it, but it's not a done deal that I'm going to read it. With Ellery Finch's help, Alice escaped the hinterland and her reclusive grandmother's dark legacy. Now she and the rest of the dregs of the fairy tale world have washed up in New York City, where Alice is trying to make a new, unmagical life. But when Alice learns something is stalking the hinterland survivors, she suspects their deaths may have a darker purpose. Meanwhile, in the winking out world of the hinterland, Finch seeks his own adventure, and, if he can find it, a way back home. In The Night Country, Melissa Albert dives back into the menacing, mesmerizing world of dark fairy tales and hidden doors that captivated readers of her beloved best-selling debut. Follow Alice and Finch as they come to learn that Hazelwood was just the beginning of the world's beyond, a place where stories and real life convene, where magic contains truth and the world as it appears is false, and where just about anything can happen, particularly in the pages of a good book. So that is The Night Country. The second one I got was Caroline O'Donoghue's All Our Hidden Gifts. This book is so heavy. I have no idea if there's metal in the ink or what. It doesn't look any bigger than any other book, but it feels so heavy. All Our Hidden Gifts. Ladies, meet the housekeeper card. Now, she can be your downfall or she can be your start. And she only wants the best for you, like she never got for herself. She sees you at the bottom, and she's coming down to help. Mauve, let's say her name's Maeve. Maeve Chambers will do almost anything for attention, which is how she ends up in detention cleaning out an old closet at her school. That's where she finds a dusty pack of tarot cards, and soon she's giving eerily accurate readings to her classmates and soaking up the celebrity. But there's one classmate whose attention she can't capture, her former best friend, Lily O'Callahan, whom she betrayed last year in an act that still makes Maeve cringe in shame. When bored classmates finally goad Lily into sitting for a reading, Maeve prays for a benign set of cards. Instead, Lily selects a card that shouldn't be there at all, and 2 days later, she disappears. Consumed by guilt, Maeve teams up with beautiful, sophisticated classmate Fiona and sexy, mysterious Ro, Lily's older sibling, to try to find her lost friend. All three prove to have unnatural talents that awaken as they race against dark forces to bring Lily back before she's lost forever. All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue. Also found in the teen section of the Seymour Brockport Library. And finally, Neal Shusterman's Game Changer. I love Neal Shusterman. He's written he wrote one of my very favorite YA standalones, Bruiser, and one of my very favorite YA series, Unwind. It's called Unwind. And Neal was a author at TBF one of my very first years of volunteering with the festival. So I've gotten to meet him, although I was very oddly starstruck that year by him, and spent a number of minutes doing the thing, which is cringe and embarrassing because I'm a grown-ass woman, and he's a grown-ass man. Unnecessary, I can tell you. But anyways, so I consider his books maybe not auto buy, because I don't just rush out and buy them, but when I'm purchasing books and I see a book of his, I often get it. That's true at the library as well. So I was looking for a third book. Eyeballs saw this book on the shelf and grabbed it. As a tackle on his high school football team, Ash is used to taking some hard hits, but that one run in his last game must have knocked him a little loose, because suddenly his life doesn't look quite the way he remembers it, almost like he's in another dimension. Though these changes start small, soon Ash ends up in a totally new universe, in totally new universes that are almost but not really his own, living in perspectives he's never had to consider before. As Ash tries to figure out how to put his world back the way it was, he begins to question the world he thinks he knows and his own place in it. With masterful prose and powerful empathy, National Book Award-winning author Neal Shusterman weaves an affecting tale for our time about how difficult and how necessary it is to see through others' eyes. So that is Game Changer by Neal Shusterman. Okay, I will add the tour footage for the Seymour Library to the end of this video. And I will catch you on the next one.